Did you know that a few simple phrases can make even the most unapproachable girls stop and pay attention to you? It might sound like a tall tale, but it's like discovering a cheat code in a video game. Imagine casually saying something and seeing that spark in her eyes, as if you've just uncovered a secret nobody else knows. Feels good, doesn't it? The truth is, there's no magic involved, and this isn't an exclusive gift reserved for a lucky few. Connecting is a skill, my friend. Women, like any human being, are driven by emotions. The right words are like buttons you can press to spark curiosity, provide reassurance, or even ignite desire. It's like knowing the weak spot of a game boss. Strategy, not luck. But don't worry, we're not talking about over-the-top lines or those cliché pickup lines we all know don't work. There's actual science behind this. When you learn how to use words that activate the emotional brain, the impact is so strong that the conversation becomes unforgettable. And the best part, you don't need to be Shakespeare to pull it off. If you think this is some cheap trick manual thing again, this is about being authentic. It's about saying something that shows confidence, genuine interest, and, of course, that touch of mystery that keeps her thinking about you. Ever wonder why some words stick in your head while others disappear instantly? The answer lies in the limbic brain, the HQ of emotions. It's what triggers the wow, I want to hear more reaction, or the dreaded meh, whatever. When you hit the mark with what you say, it's like speaking directly in a language the brain instinctively understands. Think of every phrase you use as a key that can unlock emotional doors. It's not about persuading with logic. Let's be honest, attraction doesn't follow logic, but about creating an experience that stirs something deep inside. Well-chosen words make someone feel something even before they have a chance to process what you just said. That's where the magic happens, and there's science to back it up. Research shows that true connection isn't in what you say, but in how it makes the other person feel. The phrases we'll explore here aren't random. They're like precise arrows aimed at the brain's triggers for attraction and interest, all designed to take your conversations to the "I can't stop thinking about this guy" level. So, is it just about memorizing lines and turning into a pickup robot? Absolutely not. The secret is in your intent and authenticity. When you use these phrases with confidence and at the right moment, you create a connection that goes far beyond words. Want a practical example of how this works? Let's break down one of these powerful phrases and show you how it works in real life. I noticed something interesting about you. It sounds simple, but this phrase is a curiosity bomb. Whoever hears it is immediately intrigued. Their mind starts racing. What did he notice? This reaction isn't random. It's almost like you've pressed an internal button that we all have. The one that makes us want to know how others see us. Why does this work? Because it combines two irresistible ingredients, mystery and attention. When you make someone feel they're being observed in a unique way, you put them at the center of attention, and that's addictive. But for it to work, what follows has to be genuine and make sense in the context. Don't just pull something random to try to sound clever. An example? I noticed something about the way you smile. It's like there's always a funny story behind it. Boom! You've not only piqued her curiosity, but also opened the door for a natural, flowing conversation. The key here is genuinely paying attention, noticing details that show real interest. This not only impresses, but also creates a genuine connection. And no, this isn't manipulation. It's about creating spontaneous, meaningful moments. When you use this phrase sincerely, it transcends any superficial chat. But we're not stopping here. Next, you'll learn another key phrase, this time to spark an essential emotion: security. I got this. Here's a simple phrase that carries the weight of a truck. Saying it is like sending the message, "You can trust me, I'll handle it." Women, and let's be real, anyone, find it incredibly attractive when someone can convey security and leadership without coming across as arrogant. Imagine a trivial situation, like fixing something that broke or helping with a technical issue. You say with total calm, "I'll take care of it." Man, this has an incredible impact. It's not just about solving the problem, but about showing that you're someone she can rely on. This is where respect and admiration start to build. Now, be careful not to confuse this with being bossy or trying to show who's in charge. It's about being proactive at the right moment. Small gestures, like stepping up without hesitation or being the guy who says, "Relax, I'll handle it." Speak louder than any elaborate speech. The trick, your tone of voice and attitude. Speak with conviction, but without arrogance. Show through your actions that you're dependable and steady. This mix of protection and initiative is nearly universal when it comes to what women find attractive. But hang on, there's more. Now we're going to take the connection to the next level with a subtle touch of seduction that makes all the difference. "I love the way you smell." Man, this phrase is pure gold. Simple, direct, and with huge potential to shift the vibe of any conversation. Unlike generic compliments like "you're pretty," this one engages the senses and creates a more personal, almost intimate vibe. Smell, after all, is one of the senses most tied to memory and emotion. Getting this right is like leaving your mark without even trying. The secret here is in how you say it. Your tone needs to be casual, but with just a hint of intent. Something like, "I'm not just throwing out words, but I'm also not desperate." Besides showing you notice the little things, this approach adds a touch of light vulnerability. After all, you're letting slip what genuinely caught your attention. Timing matters, of course. This phrase works perfectly in relaxed situations, like during a goodbye hug or a chill conversation. Dropping an "I love the way you smell" at that moment is subtle and sets a vibe without overdoing it. It's the kind of comment that makes the other person smile and think, "Wow, this guy is different," but remember, it has to be genuine. Don't use this as a canned line or at the wrong moment, because then it'll backfire. The impact lies in being natural and spontaneous. Now, let's talk about exactly that. The mistakes you need to avoid to ensure your communication stays effective and authentic. Even the best phrases can backfire if used wrong. Authenticity is what makes the difference between making an impact or leaving someone uncomfortable. Using a phrase just to check the box, without understanding the moment, comes off as artificial. And let's face it, nobody wants to sound like a pickup line robot, right? One classic mistake is overdoing it. Dropping something like "I love the way you smell" out of nowhere in an irrelevant context can end up being more awkward than charming. Think of these phrases as seasoning. If you use too much or put it on the wrong dish, you ruin the experience. Balance is what makes it work. Another misstep? Relying solely on pre-planned lines. They're tools to open doors, not crutches to carry the entire conversation. If your body language, tone of voice, and attitude don't match the words, they lose their power. Real connection comes from a complete package, where everything aligns to convey confidence and authenticity. Remember, the goal here isn't to impress someone short-term and then disappear. It's about creating a genuine interaction that leaves the other person wanting more. Communication is about exchange, not performance. Let's talk about how to take a good conversation and create a deeper connection that truly leaves a mark. A good conversation that starts with a compliment or a clever phrase shouldn't stop at the surface level. To really stand out, you need to take the chat to new heights. First, create a relaxed atmosphere. The idea here is to keep things light and easy, like chatting with an old friend. This removes any pressure and makes room for genuine exchanges. Once the mood is set, it's time to build emotional connection. The how. Instead of talking just about yourself, focus on her. Open-ended questions like, "What motivates you most about topic X?" show that you value her thoughts. This not only breaks the pattern of shallow conversations, but also gives her a chance to express herself. Bonus points for you for standing out from the crowd. The next level is where attraction and desire come into play. Here, the details make all the difference. The way you maintain eye contact, the rhythm of your words, and the deeper topics you bring up, like dreams or memorable moments. No need to rush, of course. Introducing more profound subjects naturally keeps the conversation flowing and genuine without feeling forced. Think of the interaction as a dance. You need to adjust to her rhythm without skipping steps. Real connection is built gradually, with each phase reinforcing the next. Now that you know how to deepen a conversation, the next step is putting these ideas into action. Knowing all this is great, but it's useless if you don't put it into practice. Knowledge becomes power only when applied. So, are you ready to transform your interactions? Every moment is a chance to experiment, fail, adjust, and improve. That's how you move from theory to creating real connections. Start simple. Choose a phrase that feels natural to you and use it in a context that makes sense. Pay attention to the response. Did it work? Great. Didn't work? No big deal. The magic lies in constant learning. Over time, these techniques will become so natural that you won't even have to think about them. And it's not just about what you say, but how you act. Your posture, your tone of voice, and the genuine interest you show are as powerful as any well-placed phrase. Authenticity is what separates a conversation that resonates from one forgotten in minutes. Be yourself, but be the best version of yourself. Have you ever caught yourself imagining what it would be like to have the full attention of that woman who seems out of reach? What if there were a simple yet powerful way to turn that fantasy into reality without changing who you are or pretending to be someone you're not? The obsession method isn't just another empty promise. It's a method tested and proven by thousands of men who, like you, have tasted the bitter sting of rejection. With techniques based on cutting-edge psychological research, this method will create a connection so deep and genuine that she won't want to be anywhere but by your side. Now, think about it. Would you rather keep watching this woman in another guy's arms, or would you prefer to be the man she chooses, the one she dreams about, the one she can't get out of her mind? With the obsession method, you hold the secret to unlocking the deep, uncontrollable desire every woman carries. Take a look at the comments below this video and never spend another night striking out. Subscribe to the channel and check out the next video that's already on the screen.